Hey y'all, I had to take me a little self care for my mental wellness. Whenever I think about my mom, I can get very emotional, and I just need that time for myself. But I'm back, and I'm going to talk about mental wellness. Now, the month of January is Mental Wellness Awareness Month, so I thought, okay, let me tackle that for the end of the month. Okay. Now, first, I'm going to start with the definition, like I always do, and then we're going to go into some characteristics. Of course, I'm going to give you some ways that you can kind of maintain your mental wellness and, the Bible verse in the song, right? So, the definition is a state of positive mental health characterized by emotional, psychological, and social well being, not the absence of mental illness, but more so the process of achieving and maintaining a healthy and fulfilling state, or homeostasis, as we like to call it. It can also be considered prevention. It could it could put you in the mind of coping or being able to cope with life itself. So adversity in life, sadness, anger, pain, worry, stress, you're able to be resilient in those spaces because you have peace of mind or mental wellness. Okay. Now, the three characteristics or categories that I will talk about later in another video, it's emotional, psychological, and also social well-being. Those three, when I think about them together, I think about our environments. I could even think about our society, if you will. The people around us, the places we go, the things that we have can affect and influence our mental wellness. So think about it this way. If you're in an environment where you're always told that you have to be a certain way, you have to look a certain way, you have to do certain things in order to get the recognition that you deserve or that you need, or the attention that you need, or you need to be noticed, if you will, to get opportunities. You may change some things about yourself on the outside, right? To get that. And a lot of times people are demonized for doing that, while at the same time not understanding that in our society, these things are glorified because it is giving them the attention, the opportunities, and all of that stuff that they need. Yeah, you may not like the idea that they're half naked on the internet. Okay, yes, that's not for you. But there may be someone else out there say, oh, they have the right body for this. Or, oh, I like her look, so I'm going to give her the opportunity for that. You just never know, right? But we are so quick to look at what other people are doing and demonize it, right? So our environment, our environment does influence and affect us mentally. All right. Now, the story that comes to mind is I have this friend, this beautiful friend of mine, that had another friend that was from childhood. They grew up together. And when my friend was trying to figure out like what they want to do with the rest of their lives, right? They were thinking about different careers, thinking about different mates, if you will, that kind of thing. This particular friend, her friend was very dismissive. Oh, are you sure you can do that? Oh, you sure that that's right for you? Oh, do you think that you can actually take those college courses and pass? I mean, it's going to be hard. You think you could do it? Oh, that person, I mean, what is it about that person? Like, why do you feel like he would like you? Stuff like that. Now, a lot of times we think that, this person knows me well. Maybe in the goodness of their heart, maybe they're just trying to make me be realistic. Okay. So realistically, maybe they're trying to make sure that I stay in my lane, if you will, right? But who's to say that they know what your reality should be? Okay. And that friend, it literally stunned her to a point where she didn't follow through on any of those things because she felt like that friend knew her. Well, obviously they know. And a lot of times the people around us, they see how we live our lives, right? They see what we're doing with our lives and they're like, oh, well, they know better than me. They've already gone to college, so they know if I can make it or not, or they've already done this or that. So as a people, as a friend, as a family, as a coworker, whatever, we should be very cognizant of that. And we really should think about what we're saying to people. Now, I won't say that our loved ones mean any harm. Sometimes they don't mean any harm. A lot of times they're projecting their fears on us when they're saying, oh no, don't do that because this can happen and that can happen. And those things could happen. But God gives us the discernment. God gives us those goals and aspirations. He put those in our hearts to want them. And so your family member or your friend or your significant other, whoever, may not have the answer. They may not, because they don't know the vision, right? And so here we are. We're feeding our friends and our family members all of this stuff that we're thinking that they should do or shouldn't do. And we could be hurting them. And that's what happened to my friend. Now, personally, I have a story. I remember I was in the 8th grade. I have always had a fear of being in front of people, though I've always been pushed in front of people. I've always had a fear of it, just because I feel like I lose the words. I would stutter. I mean, I would sweat bullets, right? But this particular day, I was in the 8th grade. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was in the 8th grade. And the teacher had different people getting up to read, right? I had to get up to read. Oh, my heart was in my feet. It was in my shoes. I was taking these deep breaths. I was trying to read this paragraph. And I guess she got fed up and she said, you know what, just sit down. You can't even read. I was so embarrassed. Oh my God. But I respected that teacher. And, at that point I did. I respected that teacher to a point where I believed I couldn't read. I was like, okay, well, I guess I can't read. So I went through all of my high school years not reading a thing. Everything that I learned from listening to the teacher. So if the teacher didn't say it, I didn't learn it. Because I was told in the 8th grade I couldn't read. Now, of course, that didn't work in college, right? Of course it didn't. And I ended up, having to take some classes to make sure that I could be successful in college. And guess what? I was successful in college. Graduated with all A's and B's. It was what it was. I took my college life seriously, right? But I carried with me all the way through high school what that teacher said. And it kept me from basically learning anything in high school. Like I said, I learned what I needed to learn to pass those tests, and that was it. And that was a shame. All because someone I trusted, a professional, if you will, said those things to me in front of everybody. And I got, joked about it all. Oh, yeah, Michelle can't read. Well, whatever. I do a lot of reading these days. I love to read. But anyway, that's how our environment can affect us negatively. Okay. So I want you all to think about that. How are you affecting people? Are you speaking life into people? I mean, yeah, you may have fear for them. You may be concerned. You may want the best for them, but are you speaking it with love? Are you saying, well, if you're going to do this and you're going to do that, you want to do some research on it, or is there any way I can help? And, whatever, or make sure that they have the things around them that could be supportive of their dream, as opposed to, girl, that ain't for you. You don't need to do that. Why you want that dude? I mean, that dude, he ain't even real. Whatever. Whatever you want to say. Oh, he ain't right. He ain't gonna do it right. He too pretty. Whatever the case, okay? Why don't we speak life into people? Okay. Now, of course, I got a Bible verse for you. That Bible verse is Proverbs 27:17, and it is, as iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpens the countenance of his friend. Now, in that scripture, it's saying, you sharpen me, I'm going to sharpen you. Now, how am I doing that? Or how are we doing that for each other if we're putting each other down? Like, we being each other's worst enemy. Okay? We're not being a friend. We're not being a helper. We're not being supportive. You know, we're hurting them. So think about that. Iron sharpens iron. Now, do you want your friend to sharpen you too? Just saying. All right. So the big factors of good mental health is making sure you get your rest. A lot of us don't because we got life happens and but rest is really important because when our body is at rest, it's healing. Okay. When we're doing everything, our body is concentrating on helping us to do everything we want to do. But when it's at rest, it's healing. Okay. Physical activity that helps to get those chemicals going in our body and get our all our organs going and getting the toxins out of our body and all of that, and that's really important. Eating healthy. Now I know, yeah, sometimes we want what we want, and that's fine, but just remember that you are supposed to be eating to live, not living to eat. Keep that in mind. All right. Social connections. Again, the people around you can affect and influence how you see yourself, how you go through your life and all of that. Okay. So make sure your social connections, even animals can be good social connections as well. But make sure your social connections are strong ones. They're good ones. They are positive ones that's going to help encourage you. Okay. And help out, go out there and help somebody else. That always helps you to think purpose. Okay. You go out there in the world, you're giving back. It's like a full circle moment for you. Okay. So think about doing those. Okay. Now, the song that came to mind for today is a Beyonce song. It's called Pretty Hurts. So I'm going to sing a little bit of it. Okay. Mama said, you're a pretty girl, was in your head. Doesn't matter, brush your hair, fix your teeth, what you wear is all that matters. Just another stage, pageant the pain away. This time I'm gonna take the crown without falling down, down, down. Pretty hurts, shine a light on whatever's worse. Perfection is a disease of a nation. Pretty hurts, pretty hurts. Pretty hurts, shine a light on whatever's worth. We try to fix something that we can't see. What we can't fix is the soul that needs a surgery. So we try to fix something that we can't fix what we can't see because a soul needs a surgery, right? So what needs fixing is on the inside, not what's on the outside. But the outside makes a difference to our opportunities. So let's be clear, our whole selves, our whole well-being is important to our opportunities, okay? But focus on the inside because the inside is where the mental wellness takes place. All right, y'all. The next one is going to be one of these characteristics. Thank y'all for listening. Blessings.